And I was instructed by God to go to this house group. And then I meet this very quiet introvert, Joel, and we start to develop a friendship. We started to get prophecies and hear from God about working together and being called to be friends. What happened was our friendship became extremely toxic. We had to take a 4 month break from our friendship because it was just the most unbelievably toxic thing I've ever experienced. In that 4 months, I went on my quest to really understand him, like a Swiss watch, and all the mechanics of how he works. Last time I talked to him, it was like night and day. It was so amazing how I'm the top people who understands him. It's the most beautiful thing in the whole world because I'm able to love with knowledge. His parents wanted him to be a drummer at the church, but right now he's at Google, and it's like amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Um, what he's able to do with that because God's given him a tremendous skill that very, very few people have. And if he would have just listened to what Christians are telling him to do, the acceptable thing, he would have never known about it. But he tapped into the greatness God had put inside him. And I feel like we each owe God. We owe God those talents. We owe God to glorify Him with our talents, including creativity, including whatever. And if we don't use that, we are disglorifying God.
A part of the Bible I really like is Ecclesiastes. And what it reminds you of is that all physical things fade away. But what
Oh
matters is
no.
maintaining spiritual integrity and integrity of the spirit, because that doesn't fade away, but everything else will. So it humbles you. A lot of people are on physical quests. You know, the American dream is accumulating as much wealth as possible and having a lot of material things. But it all goes away. So what's the point of fighting for something that is going to crumble? So everyone is almost fighting for crumbling towers when there's God's tower, which doesn't crumble because it's spiritual. I just love the imagery of urgency. I'm I'm attracted to imagery that places the urgency in understanding that the world isn't just material. There's the immaterial beauty.
There's a story of a man who was lost at sea. Then he began to pray that God rescue him. A boat came. It was like, hey, do you need any help? And he's like, oh, no, 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 it's all good. God's going to rescue me. Boat's like, oh, all right, moves on forward. This man died, and he ends up in heaven, and he asks God, what the heck? Why didn't you save me? And God's like, I sent you a lifeboat. Myers Briggs could very much be that boat.
There's this word in the Bible called long suffering, and it's one of the virtues that God talks about. And I think it highlights this important trait where patience is needed too sometimes. Perhaps sometimes a situation can feel hopeless, and we might want to control it because we start to go like, oh no, it's not going the way that I wanted it to. So now I'm panicking, and now I'm overthinking, and then I'm doubting God, or I'm doubting someone, or and then I'm trying to control the situation myself. And that's trying to take God's plan and make it your plan. And that can actually cause things to go wrong when they could have been going right. So it's almost like you had a plane going right to the city that it was supposed to go, but then now you're redirecting that plane to this random island that no one knows about because out of fear. And so it's important to let things unfold the way that they were meant to be in a certain way too. And it's easy to overreact sometimes because there can be a lot of expectation and a desire for things to go a certain way.
Everyone, if you love this content, if you want more philosophy, religion, typology, Christianity type videos, please, donate so I can keep the lights on and keep eating and please subscribe and like every single video and comment and do a lot of comments and show the love and support for this content if you love it. So, shalom.